Hello and welcome back to another episode of LCFE Market Plus. If you haven't followed us on all our social media platforms and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, trust me, you're not doing us well. Right now, go ahead to follow us on all our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Turn on your notifications button so you always get updates. Welcome to the program. My name is Joy Osamudiame. Welcome back. If you just joined me, oh yeah, you're right in time. Now, the importance of financial literacy cannot be overemphasized. It means that there is a need to keep training our younger generation about financial literacy and how they can be financially secured in their future. Today, let's talk about the importance of financial literacy for the younger generation. And on set with me is the Training and Capacity Building Officer for the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, the Priye Keepers. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, Joy.
Okay, so Priya is now a regular guest on my show,
Yes,
and I kind of like that.
I'm starting to becoming used to this. Not enough for me, but at this rate, I'm starting to be like, oh wow, this feels good.
Oh yeah, it does feel good.
Yeah, it does.
Welcome to the show.
Well,
now tell us,
you.
what do you think about financial literacy? Is this such a big deal? Why do you think we should start introducing our younger generation to it?
Financial literacy is such a big deal, and the importance of financial literacy cannot be overemphasized, especially considering the nation we are, the system we are, our generation, and the unpredictability of the economy. You don't want a system where you have youths, adults, kids, whoever is growing up, not to have an idea of how to spend, right? There's a power. There's a power that comes with money, and what you want to do is that you want to be able to control that, and that cannot be done without financial literacy. So it's a survival skill and is a most needed skill, permit me to say, for adults and for everyone, because money forms part and parcel of our everyday lives.
That's true. And so when is the best time to start teaching the younger generation financial literacy? What time?
You know, I thought of this and I said, when I become a dad, probably from the mom's womb, I'll probably start whispering money to her.
Oh wow. Whoa.
Because I understand now how important it is, and I partake in my own financial literacy events or seminars as much as possible, and even the exchange partakes in financial literacy events during the investors week. So when is the best time? Now, right? Teaching kids from now. That I'm using the word kids because I feel that's where the next generation will come from, to enlighten every other adult out there. So teaching everyone that this is the best way to work around money. You can invest money here, you can invest money there, you can come to the capital market. So the best time in terms of financial literacy and in terms of money has to be now, from when this video is being aired, from when we're having this interview right now, that these are the things that can be done in terms of, putting the term or putting that tag financial literacy out
so
there.
It means for every stage the language have to be regulated, that particular age range can understand, okay, this is what you are saying, but you're actually passing the message.
Yeah, so as little as giving your kid I'll say 200 now, for instance, just trying to use that as a reference, making them understand what this 200 can do, making them understand what the value of this 200 used to be, what it can be, based on other factors, the inflation, the interest rate, etc. So yes, we have to bring it to a point where down to the layman, down to when they're kids, they can understand the importance of money and how to go about it.
Now, you will believe me and you will agree with me that we live in a generation where, come on, our teens and our children right now, every little money they get to find in their hand, you see the next post on TikTok, man, I'm trending.
Yes.
So where does financial literacy come in, and what do you think are some of the mistakes that this younger generation are making, and how can financial literacy fix that problem?
First things first, I'll say something, which is contentment is great gain, and I would there's the common saying, cut your coat according to your size.
Now, it's no longer according to your size, but your size can be big, but the cloth is not enough, so cut it according to the clothes.
So the first things first they have to understand is, at least for me, I would say what has helped me is I'm not on all those social media platforms to feel that pressure, but I understand where you're coming from. Try to avoid being pressurized into doing activities you don't want to, especially knowing you can't finance it. I already have an idea of what I want to achieve part time by saving for different projects and knowing when is the best time to get what I need to get. So the education is very, very necessary, because the one thing you don't want to do when I refer to contentment is great gain is to compare yourself to someone that is way above you in terms of finances, even though you're at the same level in terms of, let's say, school, NYC, or whatever it may be. So social media hasn't really helped, but to an extent it's helping also, because you should have mentors, you have people that are in the financing field you look up to, that you've seen how they've built their life, and you can actually follow that pattern, knowing how to invest and knowing what to do part time. But on the other side, like I've said, it doesn't help that much, like you've referred to, because something, the latest phone, the latest gadget comes out, and oh, I want to buy this. But you have to think about that same money I'm about to spend, what can it be used for? What is the next project I have? If that's the next thing on my agenda, then sure, if I can afford it, like the saying, if you can afford it twice, then it's very much okay. But try not to compare yourself, and as much as possible, you can try to mute some of those alerts or some of those notifications that probably you think pressurizes you, and maybe go off the media for a while. I've tried it before.
So would you say that in this context, would you say that social media is helping?
Both sides, it's like yin and yang. It's helping because if you're on platforms like, let's say, like LinkedIn and other professional platforms, you would see better advices, right? Or if you're on groups where they talk about savings, capital market, it helps. But if you're on some other platforms, not to degrade any platform, but there are some platforms where it's just probably what is trending that just goes out there, or give this according to that. So it's not necessary. You just have to make sure that you have a plan. If you have a plan, trust me, it's fine. And that's why there's also budget education that can be done for you. So if you have a plan, or you have a financial planner, start somewhere, start small. Don't put yourself under pressure. Like I wanted to say earlier, I discovered there was a period in my life when I didn't have a phone. My phone had sports, and I discovered I could stay days without a phone, and then generally just
and you didn't die.
I didn't die, quite literally, and I lived every day, and it just enabled me to build a culture where I can stay off my phone. At least for now, I can say it's only WhatsApp on one, so I don't think they have enough pressure on that.
All right. Now tell me, would you, if let's create a scene, right? If our younger generation are more, educated financially, with the financial literacy whole plan thing, how would you see our generations to come? What would they be like?
I referred at the beginning, if you can start small, and in this case, if you can start with a little, you can. It's just a case of culture, because I know, for instance, getting a family, you build that culture of saving, or that culture of enlightenment into your kids, and they build it to the next generation and the next generation. So it starts little by little. I'm happy right now for where the nation is, where I see young adults. Recently, I was at an engagement at the Security and Exchange Office, and I've seen young adults talk about financial literacy. I can invest in this, I can invest in commodities, I can invest in shares, so I can invest in fixed income. So it's easy for them to know they don't have to do some illegal or have some illegal means of getting money, but they can start investing. So it means someone like that, when the person grows up, it's just natural to pass on that culture to your kid or to your spouse in this case. So it can form the bedrock for a good economy at the very least, right? And it can take us from take us out. I know it's a far fetch, but to an extent, troubles we would encounter in the future. Imagine you have someone that is quite financially literate enough to be the president, that has been doing this for years. It's generally going to help the economy and help the nation as a whole.
Of course, and then poverty will be elevated.
Yeah.
Degree. All right, thank you so much for being on
Thank
Set
you.
With Me today. It's been an amazing time discussing financial literacy with you.
Yeah, thank you. So I would like to ask a question.
Yeah.
When next are you having me, please?
Very soon. Now you can bet on that. Very soon. I'm going to call you again.
Okay, yeah, probably more stacked. But then thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Kipri. Now, thank you so much for staying tuned till I come your way same time. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do have a beautiful week. Bye for now.
Thank you.